Hi everyone, welcome to Real Recovery Talk. I'm Asha Brown, Executive Director of We Are Diabetes. Today, we're going to talk about binging. So you may notice that even after you've committed to taking your insulin again, you may still be having trouble with binging. Once a person becomes accustomed to managing difficult situations, anxiety, stress with eating, binging can be a really hard habit to break. And stopping the cycle of binging and omitting your insulin is incredibly difficult. Believe me, I've been there. But it is possible. First, you have to address the underlying issues that are causing you to binge. What is causing you stress? What feelings are you avoiding feeling? And those are essential to finding freedom. And it sounds easier said than done. Which is why it's really important that you seek the help of a trained therapist, a therapist that has experience in eating disorders, to work with in managing these symptoms. Ending binge eating is not about willpower, not at all. It's about identifying the root causes of why you're reaching for the food and why you're seeking to numb out. And then it's about developing skills and using these new skills to manage your stress differently. So I want to share some tips that I personally found useful when I was struggling with the urge to binge. Let me say that these are tips and suggestions, and these are not at all a replacement for seeking guidance from a trained professional therapist. So one thing that is important and worked really well for me is to keep healthy snacks around and available. And I'm not talking about diet snacks. I'm not talking about carrot sticks. They can be any type of snack that are easy to incorporate into your meal plan, and they have to be things that you actually enjoy eating. So it's kind of a balance. You have to enjoy it, and it has to be something that you don't mind snacking on, but you also don't want it to be a trigger food that is going to make you want to binge on it. And so sometimes it can take a little while to figure out what those snack foods are, but that's a really important thing to have, is to have snacks around. The other thing that really helped me, and I find very important, is that you need to remove foods from your environment that do trigger you to binge. Why tempt yourself? Don't buy these things. I went through a lot of periods where I tried to will myself to buy things that I had binged on previously, and I would buy them again and tell myself that this time I would not binge. But you know what? That just set me up for failure, and it wasn't worth it. So don't do that to yourself. Don't make your life harder. Don't buy foods that you are triggered to binge on. There's no reason to do that to yourself right now. So if you live with people, with others, and you have roommates or whatnot, and they are purchasing and having items that you know you are going to be tempted to binge on, I highly recommend that you have a conversation with them and explain that you can't have these foods around you right now. That can be hard. Yes, I understand, but you got to fight for your recovery here, you guys. So ask them to keep those types of snacks in their own personal space, their bedroom. That way they're out of sight, out of mind, and obviously you can't be sneaking into people's bedrooms to steal their food. Last tip, really important, stop dieting. Stop. Starving yourself, restricting all day, and limiting your calorie consumption is absolutely going to lead you to more binging. I know that if you're in the cycle of binging at night and waking up and being angry at yourself, the urge is very strong to restrict your calories and food for the rest of the day. But I promise you that just sets you up for another binge. I lived in that cycle for 10 years. So please nourish yourself. If you've had a slip and you've had a binge the night before, please give yourself some food the next day. Don't try to white knuckle your way through, okay? Another tip that's really helpful, and one that people don't really think about, is sometimes you're tired, and when we're tired and stressed, we reach for food, but if you're tired, take a nap. Allow yourself to rest. Maybe you've had a long day and you just want to zone out and watch some bad TV. That is okay. Allow yourself to do that instead of numbing out the desire to be lazy with food. So as much as those tips might be useful and may be helpful for you in working on combating the urge to binge, We really stress here at We Are Diabetes that you work with a trained therapist to really start addressing these root issues that are causing the need for binging, because there is freedom from it and you can find it. If you would like assistance in locating a therapist in your area, we are happy to help you do that. So please reach out to us at www.wearediabetes.org.